Hi friends, myself Lisa Gupta on behalf of Patwari Academy. I'll continue with the session we were discussing about the terms of payment. And in terms of payment, we discussed about the four most commonly used in the advance payment, DP, DA, and letter of credit. And under letter of credit, we discussed the working of the letter of credit, the various parties to the letter of credit, and what are the types of letter of credit. All these things we discussed. Today, what I'll do, I'll show you a copy of the letter of credit and I'll show you what you must do on receipt of the LC. So first, I'll tell you what are you things you must do on receipt of the LC. See, this is what we have seen and what we have seen as with the UCP 600. It's a sort of guarantee given by a bank on behalf of the buyer favoring the seller that says in case you comply with the terms and condition of the LC and present the compliant document, I will honor and pay as per your instructions or as per the terms and conditions of the letter of credit. So if it is site, they will pay on immediately. If it is usance, based on the tenor permitted under the letter of credit. So it is independent of the buyer unless there is a discrepancies pointed out of the buyer. Now what happened? It's a very common thing that whenever you get a letter of credit, you always have a problem. In the sense, you are not able to comply with the terms and condition. And to overcome this, what you must do, as I told you, you must check the letter of credit. Say, for example, I'm going to show you the specimen of the letter of credit today, right? So that will give you a little more confidence, right? So all LCs, they come in the form of SWIFT. Now look at this format I'm showing you. What are the things you must check it on receipt of the LC? Check the name and address of the applicant, that is the buyer, and the beneficiary, that is your name as an exporter, right? And the amount, very important. Suppose the amount is $1 million and the LC is open for $100,000. Problem, okay? Should be in English language only. Don't try to take the help of a translator. If you want to take the help of a translator for academic interest, no issues. You are welcome. But you must try only for academic interest. Otherwise, you should only ask for an English language LC. You see, most of the countries in Europe, like Europe, China, Hong Kong, many countries, they work in their own language. So if it is in two languages, no issues. But the LC main language should be English. Always. Don't accept any other language. Number two, description of what should be as per LC. It's a very big problem. If you change the description and they will not be able to take the delivery of the goods from the customs there. Terms of shipment, that is Incoterms, right? FOB, CFR. So that will design the responsibilities and duties of the exporter or importer. Like say FOB, then obviously the insurance has to be done by the buyer. And generally, what happens when a bank issues a letter of credit, they take the insurance policy in advance. Very important, right? So I have seen some cases that, generally what happens, like, for example, FOB, when you say. So the nomination of the ship is done by the buyer. So what do you do if they don't nominate any ship? You are stuck. Okay. And unless you are able to export the goods, present the documents, LC is of no use. This is the routine things which I'm sharing with you. Experience I'm sharing. Payment, like you want it site. LC comes on usance basis. 30 days, 60 days. Then the usance becomes basically a nuisance part. Let me tell you, the reimbursement. Okay. Then the mode of transport, like you wanted to send the goods by ship. They tell you to send the goods by air. So the entire costing is changed, right? Part shipment, transshipment, everything has any important issues. Restricted, right? Or confirmed, charges thereon. So if the LC is restricted, so suppose you are in Bombay and the bank where it is restricted is in Chennai, then there is an additional cost of presenting the documents in Chennai. Or confirm, who will bear the confirmation charges? See, I always say, the confirmation charges should be, decided. All the charges in your country should be borne by the exporter. In their country, they are borne by the buyer. Okay, so this is the way it works. Then inspection on other conditions, very important. If LC says goods will be inspected by a buyer holding passport number so and so, he will never come to inspect your goods. Shipment expiry date, it should match with the cycle of the business, product cycle of the business and all these things. So it's a very complex area. Understanding why letter of credit is used, better understanding how a letter of credit operates in the practice, and individual parties, irrespective of the rules, multiple Context in operations, brief fundamentals of the various concepts of UCP 600, various articles. See, at least you must go through minimum 1000 LCs, 1000, 2000 LCs to get some hang on it. Okay. Say, for example, I will tell you a simple discrepancy, very interesting. It says there was this is just for fun. Okay. In the United States, a book titled How to Change Your Wife in 30 Days sold 50 million copies in 1 week. Before the author discovered that there was a title had a spelling error. What was that? The correct title was How to Change Your Life in 30 Days. After that correction, okay, in the whole month, only 2 copies. See, small mistake can cause a big problem for you. Second, I tell you, translation. One example I am giving you of the translation. It says, the child says, I'm confused. You say, he doesn't want to study. He says, why? Because biology teacher tells me cells means basic life of the body. And physics teacher tells me the cells means battery. Then economics teacher tells me cell means selling something. History teacher tells me cell means prism. And now you are telling cell means mobile. See, so a translator may not know what is an LC. See, even I have seen the experienced people doesn't know. So how a translator will understand the intricacies of the letter of credit, the rights and responsibilities of the applicant, issuing bank, advising bank, confirming bank, beneficiary, reimbursement, so many things are there. So before we go to the next chapter, I'll show you a copy of the LC. So then that will give you a little more. The beauty of LCs, whatever type of LC I have mentioned to you, all this irrevocable, confirmed, transferable, back-to-back, revolving, standby, red clause, restricted, deferred, all these types can be in one LC, and I'll show you few types in one LC. So that's a beautiful part of it. Look at this. This is always nowadays everything is sent by SWIFT. Olden days it used to be sent by mail letter, and there people will sign. The role of the advising bank will be to check the signature appearing on the LC before advising you. But nowadays nothing. It's just sent coming through SWIFT, and SWIFT is between the member banks, right? Let's take there is an LC issued by it's all in the SWIFT. Okay, everything is on SWIFT. Now this is a SWIFT code, of the bank, Central Bank, Bank National DIGS. And who is the receiver bank? Citibank. This code number, City New York. Like sequence of total form of documentary credit. See what we have learned. LC is also known as a documentary credit. Bank says we deal in documents, not in goods. Okay. Then it says documentary credit number, date of issue, reverse, like 21/5/20, right? Okay, Islamic style. Then applicable rule, UCB, it has to be there. Then date and place of expiry, very important here. It should be always, the expiry should always be in the beneficiary's country. But okay, so like it's 9/11/20 New York, right? No issues. But beneficiary here is in India, but it is the expiry is in New York. See, this is a problem when you send the documents. Second, applicant. This is the name of the buyer. Okay. Now then beneficiary, name of the exporter, Spectrum Consultants, somewhere in Thane, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Currency code. Okay. Then available with, this is another thing. This shows the type, the LC restricted with Citibank, New York. Okay. This is another example of LC. By payment means site LC. If it is usance, they will say 30 days, 90 days from the date of shipment and all. Then partial shipment allowed, transshipment allowed, port of loading. See the flexibility. The goods can be sent from India, Belgium, Chinese, and it has to go to Skida port. Latest date of shipment 1910, right? Description of goods should match with the original pro forma invoice. CFR, look at this. CFR, Incoterms is also there, Skida port, as per pro forma invoice terms. So CFR means insurance will be done by the buyer. See, it is written in the insurance. Insurance is covered by the applicant. Now, full set of ocean clean bill of lading, and we are going to discuss all these things from next week onwards, right? So this is all this packing list certificate is you follow this like a Bible or Quran or Gita, Bhagavad Gita. You whatever they say you have to follow. You have no choice. Let me tell you, whatever they say you just follow. How many copies they say? They say 7 copies of invoice. Put 7 copies. Otherwise, they will put a discrepancy or they will charge you. Okay. Now here, time of presentation. Normal time is 21 days. If they don't mention it, still you can present in 21 days time. So confirm. Look at this here. LC is the confirmed. So see, restricted, confirmed, everything is there in one LC. Okay. Then they are saying that okay, they are giving the instruction here: debit our account and pay to the exporter. Advising bank here. Yeah, Citibank Mumbai, right? See, so presentation at City New York, where the LC opening is in Skida, right? Then this is all document to be sent by the THL courier and all. So this is the beautiful part of letter of credit. I tell you, you must go through. And if you feel that you cannot comply with any of the terms and conditions of the letter of credit, go back to the buyer, go back to the applicant, ask for the amendment. And then if they agree, they will send the request to the issuing bank. The issuing bank will send the amendment to the advising bank, and advising bank will give the amendment to you. And then only you must export the books. Please make a note of it. So kindly go through the LC very carefully, read all the instructions. It matches with your contract, it matches with your performance invoice, quotation, whatever it is. And then only, okay, if it doesn't match, ask for the amendment, get the amendment done before you make the shipment. And then you export the goods, present the documents to your bank, not to the advising bank, please. Advising bank only when it is restricted or confirmed by this bank. But in any case, you must present the documents to your bank. They in turn will present to the confirming bank or restricted bank, and they in turn will present to the issuing bank. If it is confirming bank, they will pay because they step into the shoes of the issuing bank. If it is not a confirming bank, then they will just handle the documents as per the UCP condition, present it to issuing bank. And if you want to, if you or your bank want to, present the documents to the issuing bank, you have an option either to present to the confirming bank or to the issuing bank. The things remain same. So now we have completed this topic of, letter of credit, the payment terms, and we'll start with the new topic in the next. Thank you very much, all of you.